And that's done. Fuck. Okay. I forgot to do this. Why did I do this? Oh. I'm so sorry, I'm a bit late. I got everything up and then I pressed X and log out. I don't know why I did that, it's just my brain. Yeah, I don't know why my brain did that, so just give me a few minutes. I have to put everything back up here. Where is it? I think I'm live now. I should be. I am, okay. Copy that. Add that. Okay, did I do it right? Now it's working. Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, sometimes you just do the things you're not supposed to do. You get everything ready and then you go and press exit. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. Let me just do this one more thing and then I'm ready. Oh! There it goes. Now I can close that. Close that. No, do not close Steam again. Oh my god, Plane. What are you doing, Plane? Please don't do this to me. Okay. So, this is the demo. Can I use control? Okay, so I have to use my mouse. Okay, let me get rid of my controller. Get it out of my way then. Fine. So I don't accidentally throw it off. Ultra, maybe. High, so we won't lag. And sound. For me it's really loud, but when I did the test, it wasn't loud for the stream. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. So, I don't know anything about this. I just saw the trailer. It's still not done. What? Okay. Not done. And I just know that some of my friends told me that you really have to play it. Play it now. When will you play it? Play. So I'm playing it today. So a short demo. I don't know what I'm going to do with the voices. But please forgive me for this. Or not, I don't care. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That somehow I just read this that includes but. No, wait. Includes but. But it's not limited to, oh my, not more than but. Okay. Oh, maybe I should have. Oh, did I? Yeah, I'll proceed. Oh, choices matter. I can play this more than once. Oh, I didn't know that. There. You can even choose our own name. I don't really care for pronounce for myself. We don't have these things in Finland, so. Yeah, I don't mind. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where early the wall so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts, driven little more than the desire to slaughter. I almost misread that desire to slaughter, and something like that. Oh my god! Let me have a drink. I don't know why I've lately made my coffee too strong. I don't like too strong coffee, but I did it again today. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in self-fear while monsters slide into the chaos and then tells you, what? Me what? You're not even sure if you're human. You were born cursed. With hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory. Oh, so that's why they had Tesson into the island. They had every time we touch. I have this feeling on into the island, so cascada, you know. So is this the reason why? Not that I complain. I really like that. Duh. No. Okay. Oh. Ah. Well, I know that first I was like, no. Because priests. But maybe I should go against the things I normally do. I mean, I would do this. And then there's this, I'm like, alchemist, full metal alchemist, why not? But you know what? Let's see. Oh, confirm, my bad. Your name is Ayla. You selected C. Hello, backstory unnamed. Is this correct? Yep. Yep, it is. Okay. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There is nothing out there but death. The ever-present stench of decay and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I have to learn how to lead slower again. Slow and steady. I could say death doesn't scare me, but to tell the truth, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. Yep, you never know. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair, but then I saw it. Ooh, that looks actually nice. I like how this looks. Elydia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. I'm sorry if I am pronouncing the names wrong. But yeah, until I hear how they are pronounced, I will go how I feel. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's here. Okay. All that stands between me and a cure is a final stretch of salt-soaked wastes, or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Okay, this is really loud for me, so I have to... But it's already on 4. How can it be too loud for me? My ears. Why do I have such freaking sensitive ears? Is this folk far? My stomach sinks at the... My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but the death sentence beyond them. Okay. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us. Smuttering out the lantern's light, the wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence, heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into the wet gurgling. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard. The air punches from my lungs. When I open my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, full clarity to the carnage around me. everyone's dead. But a lady I once played with lies face down in the mud, tail back reduced to long slings of torn muscle, gleaming a gristle and exposed bone. Body is little the wasteland. I try to lies, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding. White blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust do I see the dark shape in front of me. Cthulhu? Cthulhu's son? Or daughter? Or something else related? Alien? Oh. You must see well. Quite well, so which eye do I poke first? Well, crotch is the sensitive place, so I poke this one first. Or kick. Maybe? Throw sand at that? I don't know. The soulless tubes over the twisted form of a caravanel. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen pulsing eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move now. Oh, my wagon! Do I die instantly? I take cover beside the wagon where the ale is thick with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the cabin hull, spluttering where lantern oil mixes with blackish water. Oh my god, the music! Every person I see is dead or dying, except one. Oh, Almighty, forgive me, forgive all sins, guide us unto your heart. We are wealthy. A traveler covers by the flames, their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayer. I glance upwards toward the gauzy lights of Eridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, not anymore, but the sight of the city is all the reminder I need. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically search in the opaque mists for all the source, but the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Oh, I'm so sorry, but suddenly the caravan driver falls from the fog. All eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me to the ground. This is so fucking loud. Into the ground and slipped into patch of mud. The soulless fall. Wait, that. No! No, auto! It catches the driver. No! No! Don't go on your own. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling interest and visceral steaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. I'm sorry, we lost some of that. It just went out. Wanted to go on its own, so I didn't have time to read. Sit! Indeed, sit. My hand catches on the jacket edge of a lip, jutting up from the water. Bandage unfold around the couch, torn deep into my palm. The pain quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrists. Oh. Can you stand? The plane traveler leans over me. We need to run. Okay. They reach for my hand and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. Wait, can I? How to skip options? Fine. No, don't touch me. This is our hand? Okay. The sensation of the thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath my curse takes hold. Oh. That's a face. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. Their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Why don't we wear gloves? I think those would be more efficient. Let me. Suddenly, clammy hands grasp my throat, choking off my breath. Die, 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 die. spit bubbles at the corners of the mouth and flex my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs gleam for air. Fight. My nails go deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. Go for the eyes. Eyes. The more I struggle, the tighter the grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, and not because of the fogfall or the soulless, but because of my own curse. Damn. Tears in my eyes. No. No, not here. Not like this. The hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cock. Okay. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine. Lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shudder breath, then slump over the claws hooked low in their stomach. The soulless shoves the body aside, and her glowing eyes studying its leathery skin, thin as thought, grinning. So, would our curse affect him? Oh my god, this... A flash of glass, red spill across my vision, we're going to die. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth and the ice embrace of shallow water. Distantly I notice an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds, mine neatly severed at the elbow. It should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could survive. Maybe I could have had more. Home. Not more. Home. Instead, I'll die cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland. Well, fuck. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. Really? If this is dead, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror. Nothing at all. The thought has terribly appeared to it. But the next moment, I take reflexive breath, air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling comes flooding back, warm cloth on my bare skin, a film surface underneath me, a strange tan of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. Oh my god. This is something an angel would say when they appear, but is this a biblically accurate angel? Glowing eye of balls. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not afraid. I twist my head toward the voice. Tears flood my bleary vision at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Well, did he get our hands? Stay away from me. My words come out in a little more than a creaky whisper. I clammed my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No? Who the hell is this? Well, sit up. I managed to push myself up on one elbow, but my head swims and my surroundings give an alarming lurch. Ah, a stubborn patient. I don't have the strength to dignify that with a response. Instead, I pull the seat up higher and wipe my eyes until my vision clears. The stranger hovers over my brown form. Warm light reflects off his pristine medical coat. That's a medical coat? Okay then. I need to look. Oh, I like this. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice that I'm completely naked, except for a thin linen sheet. Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the seat to hide them from sight. Though it's too late, he must have noticed what they look like. Well, my dude, your hands, well, cut off. He must have put them back on, so he did see your hands. While he treated you so too late for that, you know. Strange, accused inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that cold to a smile. It just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm, you are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere, with anyone. In this line of my childhood, the one sanctuary I ever knew turned out to be a horrific lie. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly as sharp silos listed by papers in his hands. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements, and I found your hands. Ooh! Okay. Looks nice, actually. With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. I seem to be in some sort of a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line counters in neat rows. The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. Blood. The doctor produces a large dense bundle of clothes, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. Well, we are short, you know. 157 centimeters is not much. Thank you. I should be polite if I can, especially since I don't know who this is, what he can do or what he wants with me, and because he helped us, you know. Meeting his gaze sends a hot frisson down my spine. Something about him nags at me, like a half-formed memory I can place. Thank you. You are welcome. I will leave you to get dressed. Okay. With a cold nod, he leaves through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 in the sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to look at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That piece took my arm clean off. And yet my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. Again, I sincerely flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the least grasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by and my arms remain resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. A numb disbelief. I reach for the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them, but there's one thing still missing. My bandage. The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. But use gloves! Gloves, I tell you. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandage somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open once more. Once more, I open the door. Absence. I hope this is not too loud, the audio, because for me it's... I don't know why. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandage. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the edge of the cot. Your caution is understandable, so if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest, but he makes no move towards me, so I quickly wind the bandage around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandage? I clenched my jaw. I knew it would only be a matter of time before he asked about my hands, so the way he does it is strangely roundabout. Say nothing. Nothing of this is polite. Goes against me. There was no answer I could give without raising unwelcome suspicion, so I just shook my head and finished tying the bandage in silence. I can only help if you tell me what ails you. An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? No, best to keep my courage to myself for now, and learn more about him first. Who are you? You may call me Kulas. And where exactly am I? Lydia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Lydia, so I made it to the city of knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment. Which you provided. How much am I owe you? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I am a small child and he explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine, truly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on? Aldo. A soulless attacked me at the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I trail off bewildered. I've never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound like that. What kind of person could do such a thing? The Dr. Kulas pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair quite a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Elidia is the city of knowledge, and deadly secrets are like. Information is power, and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely. Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. You do not even know your name. I was just new to Elidia, so I will overlook this specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? You got... Well, I was a bit rude, but... yeah. He looks pointedly at my freshly bandaged hand. Loud, though I am to admit. He has a point. I'm also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling me the truth, he saved my life. I take a deep, steady breath. This time when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Ayla, my name is Ayla. It is a pleasure to meet you, Ayla. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Thank you very much. Thank you for saving my life. I sense a smile in return. Even if he won't explain me how he did the impossible, there's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Kulas. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just been excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. But I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. Well, he's a doctor. What else is he supposed to do? The question seems to startle Kulas. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty, yeah? I never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Kulas might ask for such well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Forgive my presumption. I rarely come across a fascinating patient. I blink. What did he just say? I simply meant that you would cling to life so resolutely. All beliefs such as a pelilist journey to Elidia. I could not help being curious about you, Isla. His voice dips to a soft murmur and he abruptly looks away from me. I don't know what to say about that. I honestly don't know what to say to that. If you knew more about me, you might not like me as much as you think. Doctor or not, he would not want to risk his life or sanity over me. No one ever does. A peculiar thing to say. Why would I have cause to dislike you? And here we are, back to my curse, the thing I've been desperate to avoid discussing. A loud knock at the door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent and Kulas lets out a tired sigh. Please wait your turn. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Isla? Oh. Between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I came to Elidia in the first place. I need directions to the cenobium. The cenobium? The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gates open for precious visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? I risked a life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived and Elidia's the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then, if not the cenobium, what would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Elidia? I shake my head. And I suggest a local guide. Head to the Vedvik and ask for Leander. Excuse me? The what? The Vedvik. Sounds deeply unamused. Follow the post in advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Kulas points toward the clinic back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. To his smiling, there is a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. Okay. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, tipping over the contents of chamber pots that have been emptied into the street. Oh my god. Yuck. Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets. My coin purse. Everything is still inside, every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey of Elidia. I'm so sorry. I have to make it. Oh, 1. Nope, it's still loud for me. Fine. I'll go with this. Wait, I just noticed. Okay, there's a black one here. I don't know why. Okay, fine. I glance back at the clinic closed door. Kulas didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Elidia secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Kulas gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I'd better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Kulas' clinic stretches down the road already too thin. 2 thin peddlers square alongside veteran elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are deliciously low under my feet. Deep grooves run between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. Yeah, I don't like cobblestones. They look nice, but man, when you walk on them, you feel them. And if you walk on them the whole day, no, it hurts. I knew Elidia was a rival city, but I didn't expect it to look so loaded. The buildings are tiled and dilapidated and crammed together in narrow streets. And there's something else, a charge in the air like the shift in pressure before a storm. It's subtle, a little more than a faint, persistent strumming, but I can't seem to shake it. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over me. My stomach gives a faint gurgle. Did he steal our coins? This morning's cats, fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. Eyeballs? Really? That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stars, creepy awning. A large fish leers up at me, its three bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest thing you got? The vendor points out at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long lads, 3 copper apiece, don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them tinily. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. Oh, that cracked good, that. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with the dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. Ooh, okay. The buildings in this quarter are designed a riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. See red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly, incense meaningless with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Elidia's entertainment. Yeah, entertainment district, yeah. Sure, why not call it like that? I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot the poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a cylinder-like earring and the words bloodhounds printed above his head, a motto, as above so below, silkless at the artwork. If Leander is the leader of the bloodhounds, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I followed the line of identical posters around the corner and nearly hit my head on a preciously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Week." So, how was the sign? The facade of the building looks like it's been seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. Damn, I really like how this looks. I really need to. Okay. Damn. I like these bottles. The inside of the bar is a far cry from the abandoned exterior. It's not even midday. Most of the tables and booths are occupied by a loose assembly of people in matching green cloaks. Bustling bars are not something I'm used to, but I steel myself with a deep breath before pushing forward. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring. I'm about to head towards the counter when a chant rises from the center of the room. So. Okay. The remaining green cloaks abandon the bar and turn boots towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. There is no time to move out of the way. I'm caught swept along in the airly stented current. Oh. Yeah, once in the very first Comic Con what it ever was, I went. It was so full that I got swept by a crowd. My feet didn't even touch the ground. It took a long while until I got myself out of that, but that was a bit scary. I don't want to feel that again. It was so scary. I couldn't do anything. I just went with the crowd. So many things goes wrong when you are too small. Hey! Just mixed sand in the rounds at my voice. I thrust, throwing out my elbows as the press of bodies grows heavier. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. The chanting stopped. A pair of gilded boots slide across the tabletop. Seriously, you dogs again? Scattered laughter and cheers rise from the audience. I relax my eyes upward. So is this Leander? A well-dressed man stands on the table in front of me, his broad shoulders framed by the thick labels of a trench coat. Hey, this guy is the Leander. This really is the last time, alright. This time when he speaks, the audience falls silent as though bewitched by his magnetic presence of a rich, low voice. Damn! Low voice! I don't know if I can do that, but nothing is so captivating as his smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. Don't blink, or you'll miss it. He laughs, and the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It would seem I found Leander. He raises his hand above the audience and snaps. A flash of pale green light, real magic, no ordinary stage trick blinds me. Oh damn, that was... As the brilliant ebbs, you gaze refocuses on the mage toweling above me. He flicks his wrist and the magic spiraling around him coalesces. A delicate flower stem spouts from between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals spring forth. With a flourish, the mage presents conjured flowers. The audience spells into a clapping and cheers. A genuine magic show was the last thing I expected from a place called Wet Week. Leander plucks the iridescent pocket of the air and turns into a slow circle, giving his audience a good look. Now, who could use some good luck? Eagle onlookers scoot closer to the table. Some reach for the lilies while others whistle and call Leander's name. But his cool green eyes slide right over them, locking on me instead. What? Did he know that I'm looking for him? How about you? My chest tightens. Every person gathering turns to stare at me. No! No! One of my nightmares. Oh my god. I will refuse. My voice comes out bigger than I'd like. Someone else might appreciate him more. Leander's smile widens as though he didn't hear me at all. You seem like you could use something to brighten up your day. But as he speaks, the lilies fade away in a shower of opalescent lights. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? So if I had taken the flower, it would have just vanished? Huh? He grins at me and I find myself smiling back. Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with an audible clink. Alright, bloodhounds, get back to your drinks. Show's over. The green cloak disperses at his command, returning to the tables and booths. So the bloodhounds work for you? I'd assume. Before I can make my way towards Leander, his eyes find me. He gives me a friendly wave, then beckons me over to the crowded counter. So many people. I manage to squeeze beside him, but there is so little room that his broad shoulder is pressed against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Is this your first time in Iridia? He says it lightly, with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around the low town. My eyes flickered to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What can I get you? Surprise me and add anything my friend wants to my tab. Yep, can I get chocolate milk? I wasn't expecting the generosity, but I have to admit, I do feel a little thirsty after all that flight though. Well, I don't know what he's going to have, but yeah, what hell? Water's fine. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans in his elbows on the counter. I'm close enough to notice the purple shadows under his lower lids. What? Ah, yeah. What's wrong with that? His eyes wandered over me in return, but when they lock on my bandaged hands, a sore taste rises in my throat. He'll come to questions. So, what brings you to the Vic? Kulas sent me. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, but immediately falls right back into place. So, it's about work. The bartender pushes a pair of glasses our way. I don't realize how thirsty I am until the cool water touches my lips. I drain the water in a thinly gulp. Leander takes a deep swig of his beer and lets out a satisfied breath. How can I be of assistance? I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the entire bar falls silent. Bloodhounds twist and until the seats to cough openly. Finally, and especially the drunk one speaks up. The hell are you bringing up the cenobium in here? Throw him out. This is bloodhound territory. The vitriol catches me off guard. From the angry looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some unspoken rule just by mentioning the cenobium. When I glance at Leander, he's drinking as though he hasn't noticed the uproar. Only when he catches me looking does he lower his glass. For the love of... He drags a hand down his face. Hey, keep it down, will you? This is business. I tense, expecting an argument, but the outspoken bloodhounds silently return to their drinks. Only a handful continues to watch me warily. Shit. I keep reading badly today. I'm so sorry about that. Sorry about him. The cenobium's a bit of a touchy subject in these parts. Mix in enough drinks and well, you saw. How about we continue this outside? When I give him a careless nod, he pushes away from the bar counter. I follow Leander to an alleyway tucked behind the Vedvik, where layers of frayed bloodhounds posters have been plastered to the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his likeness on the poster is impressive. Kulas didn't send you here for help with the cenobium, did he? From the look he gives me, he already knows the answer. I glance away. No, he didn't. He just said that I find an alternative. Yes, here you are, asking about him anyway. What do you need the cenobium for? I don't want to tell him about my curls. The less people know about my capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Well, I see you're already aware of the city's currency. Information is worth its weight in gold here. Kulas told you the truth. The cenobium's dangerous. Get on their bad side and they'll imprison you if you're lucky, or torture you if you're not. But the cenobium's supposed to be a place for learning, a sanctuary. The cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a world steeped in nightmares. If any place had answers, it would be cenobium. That's why I came here. That's what they want you to think. But things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. If it's true, I stake everything on a lie. Then what now? Leander clears his throat. But as I always say, there's a solution to every problem and alternatives to every solution. He claps his hands and turns to me with a brilliant smile. That's why Kulas pointed you to the bloodhounds. Let us help you, whether it's hunting soulless, finding people, or recovering stolen valuables. We can do it all and free of charge. I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his practice speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. Listen, I appreciate the offer, but my problems can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my tickling, Leander nods slowly. Then your problem must be fairly serious, and if the Cenobium is your first choice, you're searching for a magical solution, aren't you? When my eyes widen, he nods alone as though he suspects all along. I'd be happy to help you out, that is, if you'll tell me what ails you. Leander might not work for the Cenobium, but he is a mage. And a powerful one at that, if his demonstration earlier is any indication. I'm silent, plagued by indecision. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this could be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a pained whisper. I'm cursed. Cursed? Oh, now I'm very curious. What kind of curse? Something ancestral or more recent? He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. It's your hands, isn't it? I wait until I'm settled and my voice will remain steady before answering. My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I even finished, Leander begins taking his glove off. He ducks his right hand free and flexes his fingers. Let's see it. He offers me his hand and a prismatic flash of magical bliss across his palm, but I'm already slinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I can't bring myself to hurt him, to see his kind face twist into a mask of madness. Believe me, this isn't an ordinary curse. I'll be fine. Perhaps where you came from, your affliction was strange and one of a kind. But spend a year in this city, you'll see 1,000 curses and twice as many curses. Do you really think Kuras would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm as good as any mage in the Cenobium, better even. If they can help, so can I. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then with a short breath I begin unwinding the bandage from my hand. Fine, but if you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. With each joint I expose, I grow more and more certain that this is a terrible idea. Ready when you are. If he's bottled by the way my hands look, he doesn't show it. My fingers hover shakily over his palm. 3, 2, 1. That's. I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a plus, but that's all it ever takes. When I look at his face, expecting to see the worst, Leander only grins. See? It can't be. This time when I reach out to touch Leander's palms again, he catches my wrist before I can pull away. Why is he blushing? I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. It rails off when my thumb crosses the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for the traces of madness, but his eyes remain a clear soft green. Color rises in his cheeks, but he remains still except for the subtle popping of his throat. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of Leander's palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't prepared for. I've been with other people, kissed them, been embraced by them and more, but not like this. My fingers long deprived by years of bandaging big every single detail. The grooves of his palm, the smooth shell of his nail, the pulse of his heart. Oh my goodness! Go for it. It seems. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand, not without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing until this moment. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine is hammering as fear gives way to excitement. Okay, we just met, so maybe let him go. I draw my hand back and take a steady blade. My head feels as though it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of wrapping my hand, although my fingers tremble too much for the bandage to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. May I ask your name? I'm Ayla. They lied to hide this from me, Ayla. That curse of yours. It's unlike anything I've ever dealt with. I can tell you're discreet, but it's best not to go showing that off to anyone else. I didn't plan on it. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Lumen and Board was something I hadn't yet considered. I don't know. Let's get you probably settled then. Oh, in the bar? The vet weeks is noticeably quieter. Without telling leader, most of the bloodhound have dispersed. All in a few cases fallen asleep beside the drinks. But any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all to sleep it off? But the bartender who I know realized Dobles as an innkeeper slides a key onto the counter. You know, I always keep the corner room open for you escapades. The ender's laugh sounds slightly strained. And I always appreciate it, but you're mistaken. This is just for my friend Ayla. Sure, stay as long as you like. You two have fun. We just met... No, escapades, huh? Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. But I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Bloodhound rates. I still eat since you sailed your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully I take the key from him. It's small but weighs heavy in my palm. Iron? I never expected to have a warm bed in Elidia, let alone 3 meals. Thank you. Go explore, Ayla. You'll find many roads in Elidia, each leading to different answers, but if you need a reply from what haunts you, come find me. Just be careful. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for a safekeeping. Leander gives me one last friendly wave before I depart. Okay. The air cleans sudden and heavy. Without the morning cloud, the sunless streets look barren and bleak. Even the peddlers are long gone. Only a pair of crows remain quibbling over a stale crust in a kettle. I feel a ridiculous ban of envy. At least they've got reason to fight. I've never felt so lost. Kulas and Leander both made it clear that the Cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far, endured so much. I need to see the Cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. I should have asked someone at the bar for directions before leaving. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath trickles the back of my neck. The shadow runs down the street in rivulets, formless dark spreads like ink into the blotted shapes. Gloves stretch, a muscle splits open to reveal long jacket teeth, a glow rumbles so low and deep I feel it. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped as though the slightest movement or a single breath will snap the chaps around me shut. No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to see what's got me first. I steel myself, then run. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came. I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone, except for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. Ah, a fox boy. A monster that... What's with the music? I'm so sorry. Fucking music. A monster that much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for a human, well it not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. All the dusk pink eyes with the pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. Our eyes meet and the monster uncrosses his long legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood while it curls around his collar-red throat. Zombie, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefully that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he is speaking to me. When I look back, Tesla Angel pops his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an instructable little smile. Didn't you see that shadow just now? It was a massive moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but Tesla Angel's smile doesn't falter. The only beast I've seen are the wicked Lolin regulars, so this did catch my eye. You fucker! With a flourish of his hand, my in-room key appears dangling from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches the light. Where are your pants, man? My hands fly to my cloak pockets and sure enough finds them flat. He closes his finger beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before some stifled instinct stops me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on the edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the strange shadows flickers at the edge of my vision. I always attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Where did you find it? Well, in my pockets. Who said that's mine? Who said that key is mine? He smiles wide enough to reveal pointed canines. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful. City like this, somebody might take advantage. Bald-faced lie, said with a hint of irony. I can't figure out how he picked my pockets under my nose, but I'm certain he took my key and I need it back. I approached the man, careful to keep my arms length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. The stranger chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. What? How many chains do you have on you? Keeping your distance? I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? Gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? Yep. Well, maybe not a common, but some kind of mischievous bastard. He's got me there. The seal fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted big curtains only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your service any... Okay. Luckily for you, I don't charge. The man runs the tip of his tongue over a fan, and for the first time since I stepped into that shadow, I feel something other than dread. My face grows hot. That's not what I meant. I flattered really. Well, sex my trade. I might make an exception for you. How about half for a hand? Or you could just hand over my key. Ask nicely, and I might even let you tuck my tail. Just throw it here. So some spindly little street urchin can snatch it and run. He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself, and I think Leander has something to say about that if you go tell with my key. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming the week with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler. What misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. What could have possibly drawn you to this little big pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key spinning around his finger. Where's the key? The letters hit the food track until entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe, unless... Raquel's sharp eyes flick towards me, they gleam with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. Yeah, you're asking if I'm a monster fucker or what? This game. Oh, my goodness. By now my embarrassment has fallen away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. I can't even take him seriously. Yeah, tell him down. Are you done, or did you plan on flirting with me until night falls? He touches his chest in mock affront. You won't me. How can you be so immune to my charms? You're about as charming as an ox and a half of as subtle. I suggest you go practice your seduction or someone interested. That earns me a pulse of pretty laughter. How about you teach me the ropes? Show me a scene or two. The more he flirts, the more convinced I become that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, you always have to lick up their sleeves. And something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on. Even he has a lovely laugh. Oh my god, I'm... Hiccups. No, hiccups, why are you... Oh. Does that keep it down? One more. Damn hiccups. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. Even when I'm silent, he goes on a toe while having a conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in High Town tonight. The lutist is utterly exquisite. Truly a performance to die for. There's a life in this dreadful place, if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The man's gaze flickers from me to the key, downly from his fingers. Yep. Naturally, this dumb was little more than a miserable little smell when I first arrived. High Town, Low Town, I know. Lydia likes the back of my hand. What about the cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. That's absolutely large travel looming over the rest. It's a little hard to miss. You must mean that spire I noticed when I first got sight of Lydia. The cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you these Touchstarved balls in the limp dick tower could even dream of. I'm not interested in a dick right now, you know. Even if I touch you with my hand, there's nothing left of your dick after that. I've already got plans. Oh, have you some blessing myself at the cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians? Tea time with the most esteemed appears? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Your loss. The stranger finally bored of his tedious game extends his hands towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and letter. When he makes no hotel move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingernails gaze smooth blast, his hand splints shut around my elbow. Oh fuck. Hey. Hey! He yanks me down and I stagger up, my soul slipping into steps. For a sick moment I feel my bandage will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them even as his fingers dig into my arm. I knew I smelled blood, you reek of death and the load. And that fucking doctor. His voice once silken lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil as he pulls me closer. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose glazing my jaw. Oh, too close. Let go. I try to twist away, but he doesn't budge. His breath races down my neck, sending a trail of dread through me. But just when I fear he'll bite, he takes a deep whiff instead. His wide flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes up at me. Yeah, it is. Fuck boy. Not quite human, not quite monstrous, seems verbose. Where? Ah. The stranger's ears flatten and he releases me with a solid blade. I yank my arm back, massaging it while his grip left clues in the bandage. The stranger twists around to watch a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her blessed uniform marks her as cleric of the Cenobium. Wait, you work in Cenobium? I leave you for half of what? What? 10 minutes and you're making trouble again? Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, where, I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a slittering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes minutely. The woman pulses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Will cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. To his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger surrounds you like a moth to flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clocks her tongue as though she's held this recital 102 times. Word of advice: don't take free advice from lazy foxes alone in the streets. This crook would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Will. Oh, please, any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Will rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly it dawns on me that the tingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from the harness attached to his collar, but the leash. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Now I feel a bit bad. Now I feel a bit bad. Especially if this is not under your consent. A heavy iron chain wound around a hitching post and a padlock to the back of his collar. Bilbo said, deliberately to hide his leash from me. The woman produces a key from her pocket. She reflects through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend's taking along on our merry little soulless hunt. They're hunted for soulless inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The woman regards me with a polite, if tight smile before marching down the stairs. Will lingers. He stretches his arms over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Why are you watching his stomach? Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, huh? Will hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily as though he hadn't just tried and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned at the Loventian Knots? That the one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me knowing you. It's disgusting. Will Ailey loudly echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight I realized I'm still missing something. Wait! Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I pull it out of my pocket and raise it to the light just to be sure. And I can feel it distracts from my relief. I don't know what Will game was, or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to lease him. A fate I could sell if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes lift skyward, past the lantern gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium, faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. This time the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. It's easy enough to follow the sluggish river that splits Elidia in two. A colossal bridge arches over the dark water below. I cross as quickly as I can, climbing over uphill towards distant shovel. Oh, a new picture. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beating on my forehead, I finally find what I was searching for. The Cenobium of the Luminous Void. It stands at the highest point of Elidia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, paying no attention to the massive towel in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up and up, until the top of the Cenobium towel disappears into the clouds overhead. Oh, it's a big one. My stomach gives an uneasy lurch. So far grounded and the humblest line of my youth, the Cenobium gives the same impression of being a gilded built cake. Built cake. Fuck, gates. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. Yell. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine as if testing its strength. You going to climb? Oi, you tell! The shadow vanishes as quickly as I spotted him, and a candy-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps towards me. Ah, unnatural tourist, get out of here once you're done gawking. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words, and he turns on his heels without even waiting for an answer from me. I look back at where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing, just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. My voice is cracking. So much too late. Oh? Okay. I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello. A whisper so close. Oh, what the hell was that? A whisper so close I can feel the warm brush of blades on my skin. I instinctively yelp away, but there's no one beside me. Halfway down the staircase, I spot a woman swaying in the breeze. She's gaunt as a rail, her blows moth-eaten. I'm unable to take my eyes off her, not because of the way she smiles a little too widely or the way her toes-led braids look like unbrushed for days, but because her eyes shine a vibrant, unnatural crimson. I'm both entranced and unsettled by their subtle glow. These days, you don't need a miracle to get in there. I'm unsure how to respond, or if I even should. Her gaze is uncomfortably fixed on me, heavy as lead. I won't say anything to you, Moan. After the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on indulging stranger with small talk. Despite my silence, she maintains her unflinching stare and smile. Lucky for you, I have a miraculous for free. Whatever else she's selling, I'm not interested. My words come out in a tired pledge. No thanks. I start down the stairs, but she abruptly steps into my path. She turns her back to me, and before I can react, she slips her fingers under the lacing of her collar, stripping out her blouse in broad daylight. Oh my goodness. What are you? As worn fabric unveils bare skin, my panic is smothered by cold horror. A misshapen sunken scar carves into the woman's body. Pitted, gnarled skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. A shuddering breath escapes me. The fuck? Whatever disease this woman had ate away at her from the inside out. How is she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet the power to cure anything can be yours too. The power of the sea spring. The woman slides back into her blouse and deftly laces it up. If I've caught your interest, then follow me. It's only a short walk away. Without another glance, she lazily strolls down the Cenobium stairs, loose braids bobbing behind her. The edge of her skull peeks out from under her collar. I stand still, wordless, until I manage to regain my bearings. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. This could be the stupidest decision in my life, but what choice do I have? I take a final look at the Cenobium's shut gates, then follow her down the steps. Okay. We descend from the higher streets, leaving behind their gilded descendants as we cross the river. The wet, derelict district feels more familiar to me, but the crimson-eyed woman takes me farther, then farther still until I met with an all too familiar sight. Oh no. I could notice when I faced the open horizon. The city's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight and probably safer for it, but venturing beyond Eladia's walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. Keep going straight, and Seasplin will reveal itself to you. I broke out a bitter laugh, loud and involuntary. Are you okay? This seems like a setup. This has to be a setup. As soon as I step out tail, some friends of yours will ambush and mock me. If I wanted something from you, I would already have it. She says it so lightly, I almost believe her, even if she looks as physically capable as a toothpick. You're as safe inside the city as outside of it. Truthfully, the territory before you is the safest of all. What do you mean, territory? This region belongs to Iris. Most people know him as a gang leader, but he's much more than that. I squint against the empty wastelands. Only a fool or someone with nothing to lose would leave the city. Apparently I'm both. Yep, we are a fool. But if this Seasplin cursed hell, I need to see what it can do for me. I set off into the wastes. Over my shoulder the woman calls after me. Good luck, Ayla. I hope we meet again. How did you know my name? Oh, this music. What the hell? My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. It doesn't take me long to realize it's not the only heartbeat I hear. Like a knocking through at the back of my mind, I can sense another pulse thrumming through the earth beneath my feet. I felt his presence before, when I first stepped out of Kura's clinic, a living daylight coursing underneath the city. Only this time I'm getting closer to it. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward. One step, then another, until I realization hits me. I never told the woman my name. You are slow. Something pierces the horizon ahead of me. A building nestled into a tall cliffside, but so starkly out of place it might as well be a hallucination. It drips with extravagance and honeyed mahogany and ornate well of architecture. A row of dark silhouettes stand out on the horizon trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes and chatting tendrils. Soulless. Several of them watch me in distance like statues. Well, fuck. I don't think I just ran. Exploding into a messy sprint, I bust my legs as fast as they'll take me towards that decorated building. Oh no. Flashes of last night chase me, the gushes of blood and screams of death, the smell of burning flesh and soul bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. Okay then, did we even knock? I gasp for air, my lungs burning from exhaustion. I am desperate to be safe, but when I process my surroundings... Well, fuck. It's more hellscape than sanctuary. And is this blood? Okay, it is. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a unholy red. Instinctively, my hand leaps to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that this is not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the Seasplin, the place that grants miracles. Pulling my eyes away from the pool, I take in the rest of my environment. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes. Seating pillows scattered the floor. A rustic kettle is nearby. Someone must live here, despite how eerily empty it is. Call out. Hello? Is anyone here? My voice echoes across the cavern without response. I browse the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... the closest one. I reach for a note in front of me. It reads, Dear mother, don't cry for me. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye, but we'll meet again in another life. I love you very much. From Iris. P.S. If you ever see me, never speak to me again. Okay. It's written in a perfect cursive. I've never seen such a beautiful handwriting. Before I can bundle it felt a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back. My eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty, vacant. Finally I looked toward the C-splint. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong. Something familiar. It's watching me. Hey. Okay, I need to see who it is until I can decide the voice. I spin around and come face to face with a pack of souls. They chitter and glow, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly, all different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel jitters over the C-splint. I'm cornered. Sure step, it's deeper than it looks. That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless flea's tail snarls crazy. Okay. I search for the voice source and find it above me, launching in the rafters. Okay, I don't know if I can make different voices with these men. I don't trust myself with manly voices. You look lost, little sparrow. This is a violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. Tentacles! I know where this is going. Tell the same eyes I've seen over and over. First with the scarlet woman, now with the soulless circling me, all by the C-splint's blood red. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I can't focus, the soulless growling in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey. Eyes on me. My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. For a moment, Ansel knocks my fear aside. Who is this bastard? Fuck you! I look right into his unnerving eyes, holding his gaze defiantly. Fuck you, is that better? A crooked grin cracks across his face. Okay. Well, we'll work on it. I scanned the soulless again. They really aren't attacking, posturing more than anything else. Almost as if they're waiting for commands. Did you tame them? Is his name really Bastard? Well of C-splint. They're harmless, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. And that's punishable by death? Gives me a non-committal slug. I can't out of early to see if anyone was here. We were supposed to play hide and seek? Didn't hear you. My voice stops in my throat. This man's hellish coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to diffuse the situation. I need help. Okay, fine, I need help. I thought the C-splint could cool me somehow. My voice wavers pathetically. Honesty has never been my strong suit. He cants his head to the side, appraising me, but doesn't respond. I fidget nervously. I'm telling you, I came here for help. Are you listening? Your hands. Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Won't ask twice. With a sharp huff, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on it? Unwrap them. The heat rushes my face and filed to my tongue. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when his soul is all on command from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body is frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling. When I finally raise them, I know the skin beneath the wrapping all too well, the hideous, unnatural face I've grown to despise. I gripped the edge of the bandage. Stop. With a well sigh, the man slices off the beam and slams with a thud. Shakes the panels underfoot. It's a monster with an imposing figure that towers over me. I couldn't tell how tall he was before, but he's big, illuminated by a lantern light. His features are stolen and salved. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. Okay. What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards and find nothing to set my foot on. I'd forgotten my back was to the C-spline. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. Of course it does. I am falling above the C-spline, the scent of a smoke and a letter enveloping me. Blazing crimson eyes bore into mine. Told you to watch your step. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I await nothing, he guides me back to solid ground and steps back. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the souls around us disperse and relax. The shift interdimensional is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, so now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I exhale a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. Why do I keep calling them monsters? It somehow feels rude to me. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkway. Take the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So, that's it? I'm not a threat anymore? Well, one. And why do you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I'd like a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. Your eyes, aren't you? Depends who's asking. One of your friends told me this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader. But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Ice picks up the kettle and walks to the edge of the C-spline, then dumps out the contents into the endless red. Gan took a walk. His pleasant smile stretches across his face, ear to ear. Then in an instant it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about his gun again. You said you came here for help. Depends. Can't the C-spline call a curse? Probably. You mean you don't know? No. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he rattles it in with amused milk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow, the C-spline can pull anything, nothing stopping you from trying it yourself. What do I have to do? Drink. I have to drink from the C-spline? My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting the strange liquid makes my guts turn. Yeah, we won't drink that. Is there a price? Always. I stabs his temple with finger. Oh, I read that on. Damn! You lose it a little bit. That's it. Might have already beat it to the punch. My humor earns me an amused fan grin. This is a little different. When you lay on the C-spline, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless, one big happy family in your head. My blood runs are cold. I've heard of this before. Globe minds. My attendants used to tell me that my power granted people access to a higher plane of understanding. A globe mind of my own making, unlies. Something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ice strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Already you barely told me anything. Come on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. Came on a bad day. Why am I reading whatever comes to my mind today? Sometimes I just do that. There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? What's your Tom? I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over to the C-spleen. A long ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ice's advice and clam my mouth shut. Ice approaches a nearby soulless, a lanky dog-like one, with 6 legs and a row of tendrils. Several sets of crimson eyes adorn its sides. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ice squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, clutches its chin, and pats its head. A gentle smile plays across Ice's lips. The affection he holds for the soulless is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Ice's lips, it throws over to the entrance, obediently tail swaying. I watch the soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how should I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. But think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. It's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a girl, as disturbing as it might be. I follow the soulless at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I am about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ice's eyes. Ice's eyes! I'm about to snap my head away, but he just passes me an easy smile. Till the next time, Sparrow, I'd buy you a drink for scaring you. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another cold nod. Damn, I like how he calls me Sparrow. Damn! Outside, more crimson-eyed soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening background before. They chase its hotel in circles, roll around in the box mud. They pay no attention to me, and the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Sometimes the soulless looks over its shoulders at me to make sure I'm still following. Well, that's a day. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. I can't sense that massive heartbeat anymore. Maybe it was all in my head. The soulless sits and looks at me expectantly with familiar crimson eyes. Pet. As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers through the soulless tendrils and scratch beneath its chin, just like Ice had. It pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a pearl. The vibrations are shooting, almost healing my fatigue. Okay, good boy. Let's pet him more. When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back to the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. It's barely my first day in the Elidia, and I have already encountered so many things. I'd thought well impossible. Tamed soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Okay. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Elidia. The city, labyrinthine even in daytime, has become a violent, treacherous alleyways. The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. I make my way through the winding streets, doing my best to keep my bearing towards the wet wick. My steps slow when I hear a rustle in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? Something is wrong. The fine hairs on on the back of my neck prickle, a feeling of discomfort running down my spine. Something is wrong. My eyes dart from the side of the street to the hotel cells in full movement, but the shadows are as deep and dark as pools of ink, and I see nothing. I can't stay here. I need to reach a busier part of the city. Allowing my cloak tighter around my body, I hurry on my way. So I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, tells only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moment passes and nothing happens, I begin to wonder. Maybe I really did imagine that noise. I turn the next corner and my thoughts come screaming to a halt. My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. Soulless that attacked the caravan. It's crouched over a dark indistinct shape, a body. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh. Blood clouds the cobblestones. For a mercy, the soulless is too distracted by its meal to have noticed me. My feet feel as heavy as stones, but I can't just stand still. Holding my plate, I take a step backward. When the wet, slurping sounds don't abate, I take another, then another. Then a salt of glass glances under my heel. The world seems to slow to a crawl as the soulless raises its head. Blood dripping from its tendrils. Every single one of its bulging eyes unblinkingly on me. Unblinkingly. Making so many mistakes today. My bad. It's really here. It's come back to for me. Yep, run. I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Behind me a piercing bay splits the silence and heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose it in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp, growing closer and closer. Same claws that severed my arm. Arm swipe out, I duck, saved by poor reflex and skid around the corner. I take 3 running strides before the bottom drops out of my stomach. A vault twice as high as me bars my way, a dead end. When I turn around, the soulless looms in the entry to the alleyway. It's no longer running, it doesn't have to. As it blows closer, my thoughts race. Some of the buildings lining the streets are lit. There must be people inside. It's a long shot, but... to light the nearest door. I will, clapping at the handle of the closed door. It turns completely, the hinge creaking as I push, and I feel a flash of hope before a weight hits the door from the hotel side and it slams shut. Well, fuck! The click on the lock turning is grimly final. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. Soulless gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it runs for me with a flash of glass. I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling over the raw stone. As the soulless looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. Okay, but the impact never comes. Okay, who am I going to meet now? I verily crack one eye open. Then the hotel. Not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, the blood-stained hand outstretched. Okay, hello, hotel. Moonlight silvers the edge of the stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood, and the soulless. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The soulless many eyes, one restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red spool sprayed slowly from under its body. So, no blood on your white shirt? Kind of impressive. Impressive, indeed. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. It's dead. After all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it. Well, I gingerly take the offered hand. The stranger gaze dips to my bandage, pale lips part, and a blink of a question, then close again. With a strange bellowing slight flame, they pull me to my feet. Something about them is strange, unlike any human or monster I've ever met. I can't quite place my finger on why. As soon as I am on my own 2 feet again, they pull away from me and start wiping the blood from their face and hands. Stay here. They turn away from me stiffly, leaning over the soulless gangly body. With their back towards me, I realized that I saw their hooded silhouette at the cenobium. Well, I think I'm still shorter than him, so... You were at the cenobium. I've seen you before. You were at the cenobium earlier, weren't you? They cast a very look at me. So, what if I was? The harsh response takes me aback. Before I can formulate a response, they continue. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? This is far from the worst haunting Lowtown. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they saved me, and now they scored me. Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture, so... To my surprise, they break eye contact. Their attention glides back to the soulless corpse. They examine it with an incredulous expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Ayla. Min. How do you... Min. I don't know how to pronounce that. Suddenly Min tenses. Her blade flashes as they drive it into the back of the soulless neck. The soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until it has a sickening crunch, and the glitter goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. I must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, driving their blade in a seemingly smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. I swallow, my eyes still glued to the cooling corpse. Why is a soulless in the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Soulless can come and go as they please, until someone is contracted to stop them. The cenobium's patrols don't bother to protect the Lowtown, not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the cenobium. I wouldn't go that far. Their blow abruptly follows, and they seize the knife, motioning for me to follow them. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in this city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's not so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty and on that soulless, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. The answer is stinningly harsh. I just need to find my Lodkins. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. What makes you think I'll help you? You've already helped me once tonight, why not the second time? That seems to catch them off guard. Their brow knits and they look away scolding. How troublesome. Ayla? Oh, hello, Doctor. I turn, surprised by the voice. Kulas walks down the streets towards us. His white and cold clothing is pristine despite the grime of the city. Hello, Min. I see that soulless was your work. Min shrugs. There is familiarity to the way they regard each other. You know them, Kulas? Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They're quite reliable. Unreliable freelancers don't eat. Ayla needs to get back to where Evel's staying before she wanders into the jars of Anatel's soulless. It is late. Will you able to find a place to stay, Ayla? I'm staying at Wetwick. Both her faces fall. Seriously, you sent me there. What did you expect? I see. Would you like a guide? It might be better if I were to Vandelin about Elvis. That would be nice. Min clicks tail down and six, sounding mightily put out. Going to the Amaryllis district. That's gaudy cesspit. Come on, this way. Despite Min's clear distaste, when Kulas leads me down the street, they keep pace with us. Catching my curious glance, Min's eyes narrow. It's not safe this late. I don't care about you, but Kulas is the only doctor worth a damn in this place. Are you like this with everyone? The deadpan look Min gives me is an answer enough. I catch Kulas hiding a slight smile. I suppress a sigh and resign myself to having a grumpy shadow all the way back to the Wetwick. The road to Kulas takes me is completely different from my slow meandering earlier in the morning. In no time at all, he could throw a darkened streets and twist in alleys. So, I have a really bad sense with places. I will always get lost easily, so oh my goodness. It seems like half the city has poured into the Amaryllis district, colorful streets, loud clinking glasses and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet the most noise still comes from the Wetwick, its doors hand wide open, lanterns lit. Here we are. He moves toward the door and Min lets out an audible huff. Don't tell me you're going in. I have some quick business with Leander. Ah, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. The black-tailed feet reluctantly trailing me into the tavern. Okay. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the halls since I left, the Wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Kulas stands out easily as ahead taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him amid the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. The crow parts as though answering his request. Kulas glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through. How can anyone breathe in here? Min follows Kulas at a clipped pace. Leander is right where I left him. Although he's traded places with the bartender, he holds a pair of shot glasses filled with the brim of luminous green liquid. And now for the finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses with frost. You're never gonna guess what's in here. In this absinthe, I'd say. Leander slides the glasses across the bar and I get my third and fourth shocks of the evening in rapid succession. Oh, they are all here. Ice leans against the bar and elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glasses and lifts one onto the light before turning it upside down. The contents magically concealed stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you're wasted already. Wait! You too, but weren't you? Bill perches on the bar's counter beside Ice, takes a similar look at the shot glass and shakes his head. What have we here? A bucket full of boogers? Leander's nose treasure? You've eaten worse. Bell's lips twitch and his ears flatten when Ice offers him a glass. He throws his cheek with a sniff and I just snickers. Coward? Don't tell me you're actually... In one fleet motion, Ice throws back his head and downs the shot. Blinking that. A dark look crosses Ice's face. It's Tui. Tui? Wait, let me try again. Behind me, Min grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. If it isn't Kulas and Min. At the sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Kulas sets a hand on her shoulder. promise this will not take long. Min's eyes darted from Kula's hand to his face, tense often. Fine, you first. While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All of the people I've met today know each other. Good evening, Leander. Eyes. Another drinking competition, I presume? Oh, is it evening already? I could have sworn it was earlier. Just some friendly little valley doctor, nothing to be afraid of. Kulas acknowledges Leander and eyes with the slightest nod, ignoring Viel entirely, but that Viel seems to mind. He tilts his head and an impish smile curves his lips when he spots Min, looming silently behind Kulas. I almost didn't see you, tell Min. Looking for your booster seat. Min pushes back their hood, they level Viel with a cool look. I thought Ice wasn't allowed to bring his pets in here. Viel tails gives an angry twitch. At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults clear over the counter, his lights in between Ice and Kulas. Oh no, let's lie and keep the peace. It's not every day the esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. His arm snakes around Kulas' shoulder. You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Kulas? I am afraid not. We will merely escort Isla back to the lodgings. Kulas gestures in my direction and my stomach sinks. I look and step into the light. As soon as he sees me, Leander's face brightens. Isla, it's been too long. Everyone, this is Isla, she new to Eridia. I feel 5 pairs of eyes fix onto me, and suddenly the bar feels suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches in my throat. We've met. Actually, I've already met everyone. You've already met? Ice and Viel level me with subtly amused expressions. Veel's tail gives a lazy wag. He did, not that long ago either. I'm starting to suspect she's stalking me. He looks far too pleased with himself when I roll my eyes. This calls for drinks. What does everyone want? In an instant, all eyes turn to Leander, lean me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk amongst themselves feels surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Elidia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. Ha! Well, call me surprised. You make friends fast, Isla. Well, I don't know about well, you know. And he doesn't like me. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. Well, more like acquaintances? A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man. You said that. Here. Last week. I can hear Min lip curl with a distaste from across the bar. Leander clears his throat and continues unperturbed. Okay. Let's toast to Isla's hurt. Can't join in, doctor. Kulas politely declined with a wave of his hand. How about you, Min? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all turn in the direction of the noise. Pierre looks almost passable as he accepts an overflowing flute from the bartender. Poured from a bottle so old its label has been worn blank. There is champagne here. Since when? Pierre pauses in the middle of licking champagne foam from his fingers with a cold smile. You don't mind, do you? In his transformation, as impressive as his magic trick, the conceal of Leander's face vanishes. He laughs softly. Let me have a drink. Man, my throat is painful right now. Oh, be my guest. I know you've got expensive taste. Then he shoots the bartender a frantic look. Unbottled out, uninterested in his company, Ice cants his head at me, a light smile on his lips. How about you, Sparrow? I'd say I'd buy your drink earlier. No, mightily. Icely carried Leander over the lip of his glass. Lip of his glass? In the dim light, a glint in his crimson eyes looks downright dangerous. What'll it be, Isla? But that's fine. Allow me. Leander pushes away from the counter to go flag down the bartender, leaving me with Kulas and more distantly mean. I'm not the least bit surprised that Rethel has bought ordered anything. They both seem ready to leave at a moment's notice. Hotel is a wise choice. Is it your doctor's duty to encourage sobriety? But Kulas shakes his head with a patient smile. The drillings here are notoriously watered down, most likely to go cast, but it only encouraged the patrons to overindulge. Min looks up from adjusting the lace of one of their bracelets. The only reason anyone but has come in here is for the cheap rooms and the cheaper drinks. Perfect condition for terrible mistakes. It almost sounds like you're speaking from experience. Their pale face lessens and they look away, scowling. Leander returns with a glass of water that I accept with a murmured thanks. He claps, drawing the attention of the crowd. All right, everyone, let's toast. May Isla stay in Elidia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers! Leander, I, and Vierleis sail glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms, and Kulas watches with polite indifference. The water is bitter, cold, and tastes faintly metallic, but I savor it all the same. Gradually, the din of the crowded bar fades to low murmuring. I find myself relaxing for what feels like the first time in years. Aren't you the popular one, Isla? I guess you met Kulas first. It would be more accurate to say that I found her. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although I must admit that I was confused when I woke up missing all my clothes. Leander makes a choked noise. Somewhere behind him, Min sighs. It's not what you think. Isla was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows the rest is uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Kulas' disappointment, and catch Vierleis niggling behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Kulas isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. That's mean for you. Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with a practiced ease, without so much as looking his way. As reliably as they are moody. You are one to sulk, considering you neglected to warn Hell to stay off the streets at night. Oh, I might have gotten a little distracted. Min's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got a chance to thank you, Min. Don't. The less soulless alive, the better. For a heartbeat, Min's eyes flick towards Ice and their lips twist. Ice is too busy nodding along on to Vierleis' enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to notice. Lost no doubt in our enthralling discussion. I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Min and Kulas sail a brief look. Then the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there is something that I must discuss with Leander, if you'll excuse us, Isla. And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to sip my water in silence. Or so I think, until I hear a voice so soft and low it's particularly a pearl. Lost your tour guide? I turn to find a crimson and pink eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that they chose to the instant the hotels left us, like just my luck. I had to be abandoned with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them boss me again. Well, he was kind of rude, but why do you say this one is irritating? Don't tell me, Leander already snuck off to get his knobs loppered out. Okay. He's got business with Kulas and Min. 2-on-1 business, Isn't he lucky? I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Bill has grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand, his ears twitch whenever a hiccup shakes his shoulders. Why are you so far away? Come join us. He pats the empty barstool beside eyes, but I hesitate. The smile veils is sweet and distinctly sly, and with the links in the mix I dread how he and I will mess with me next. We don't bite. I'm not sure about that. Just hours ago he tried to rob me and you threatened me. Me? Steal? Surely you must be mistaken. Huh? Sure it was me. Yes, it was you, and then you had the gall to kick me out just so you could go drinking. He gives me another one of his slugs. I was lonely. A simpler answer than I expected, but I guess I can't fault him for that. Will suddenly slumps forward, gossamer sleeves pulling while he rests his elbows on his knees. I sets his hands on Will's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions, get off the right foot and whatnot, I'll start. The name is Will, Hunter Extraordinaire. Will's right hand flutters to his chest and he bows his head, flinching when hair falls into his eyes. Eyes doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. I'm Isla. Will considers me for a long moment. His tail idly swaying behind him, then he knocks back the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Isla. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A thin jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. Ice smirks at my reaction over the rim of his glass. Is something funny? No. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, guarding me into another ridiculous game. While their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the exhaustion. A flash of white over Ice's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, glass heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Min. It feels wrong to let him leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Will hums and wags his fingers at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to touch anyone, but just as I'm kneeling grass. I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck thicker than both of my thighs. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Out of my face, it's stain. Asshole. I mutter while massaging my flopping elbow. The oakneck feels around, shoving a bloodhound out of the way so he can close in on me. What did you say? He shows me backward, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see the oakneck bearing down on me. You trying to start something here? The lockneck flees, his fist cocked back. A crop of bloodhounds colored by the commotion circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long moment, the lockneck looks from me to the bloodhounds. Finally he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The lob narrowly misses my cheek. Skolevitz, too many flakes in this circus tonight. He turns his back on me and comes face to face with Ace. A dangerous smile spreads across his face. You'll do. What happens next is a blur. Ice fish crashes into the lockneck's jaw, causing an eruption of gasps, shouts, and even cheers around us. I scramble to my feet right as the frantic crowd swarms around me, cutting off my sight of everything and everyone. Through the echoes I hear Leander shouting. Hey, Ice, take it outside. Ignore him, everyone. Look, drinks are on me. With those 4 words, the wig erupts with howls and hollers. The ring around me disappears, as bloodhounds and onlookers rush towards the bar. Another drink. Through the thinning crowd I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ice vanishes out the back, dragging the Roughneck behind him. Crash knelt near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded people before he departs. Meanwhile, still hold up tight as they slip out a side door, while Vel leans over the counter to wipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. And Leonel, seated at the opposite end of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In the space of a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling Vel or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak tonight. I follow. Lily? Okay. Let's go to Ice. Morbid curiosity draws me after Ice. I slink out the back of the wet wig. The lies dead silent, not really what I expected from a fight. A dull crunch reaches my ears. Not hard. I peel around the corner to the building, careful to keep hidden. Dark glistening red battles the ground, spidering through the seams of cobblestones. It guides my eye to a collapsed body across from me. Once so violent, Roughneck is now little more than a sack of crumpled flesh, blotted with mud. Oh! Ice exhales, his breath misting against the cold air. Blood fleckles knuckles as he looms over the motionless body, his feet on either side of it. Fear spreads like ice in my bones. Moments ago he was joking and friendly with the others, but now? Ice gleams of eyes find me in the dark. Not running spell. I barely rise to my feet, moonlight illuminating my face. I thought I was out of sight. Got eyes in the back of my head. I steps off the Roughneck. My eyes stay locked on the body. It's wet with layers of blood and grime, completely still. He's alive. Are you sure? Calling me a killer or a liar? What? Do I have to choose? Liar? A liar, which I guess is both. In that case, he's dead. I skinned at his milk's back. Don't believe me? To be honest, it's hard to believe anything coming out of your mouth. I'm a lawyer after all. His bloody knuckles catch his attention. He tries to rub them clean but ends up smearing the blood around more. I keep making bad impressions on you. I didn't know you cared about my opinion. Just prefer you didn't piss yourself when we talk. Annoyance bubbles in my chest. Well, I'm not pissing myself, even if it's your bad impressions. Like the first time we met, Ice chips away at my fear, replacing it with irritation instead. Ice kneels beside the Roughneck and frisks him. I can't help but wonder if the crime was worth the punishment, but I hold my tongue. Deftly, Ice's hand sails through the Roughneck's pockets. It doesn't take him long to find his prize, a cigarette and a matchbox. He strikes a match. Sparks light up his unripe rituals with a golden glow. It's distracting for a moment, but my gaze inevitably drops back to the muddy body. You're just gonna leave him there? I draws deep from the cigarette. He exhales heavily, smokes curling past his lips. I breathe in the sweet, spiced sense of close. As his tension melts away, he looks at me with cool lidded eyes. Should I give him a blanket? Unbothered by the maybe corpse, he takes a seat on a glade opposite the bar. It's not awkwardly forgetting why I came out here in the first place. An unpleasant silence stretches between us. Weather is nice. Cold, murky and humid, he means. I want to believe he's teasing me, but for all I know, this is pleasant for Elidia. Was Princess good company? Who? He takes another long drag. His metal rings catch the light of the cigarette in a flash of red. The souls who escorted you back. You named it Princess. Jealous? I return his smile. You have no idea. I think your nickname's more fitting. Sparrow, that's where I got it from. Maybe I should tell him how to call me by my name. But it's kind of nice. Not that I'd never ever tell him that. Before I can dissect my feelings, I quickly change the subject back to the soulless. She was cute. She was kind of cute, in a weird way. I glanced absent-mindedly at my hand, remembering how she'd nuzzled into my palm at my thoughts. Eyes softened for a brief moment. Her tail wouldn't stop going when she got back. The globe of them don't get much attention. Think she's cute now. Wait till you see her tricks. You taught her tricks? Princess is a smart one. She'll learn anything if you have the right rewards. Sounds about right. The idea of tamed soulless is still so outlandish to me. I was mauled by a mindless bloodthirsty beast, and he's talking about them like they're pets. But it's possibly all because of the sea spleen. I need to get the answers he wouldn't give me before. I carefully take a seat beside him on the crate, contemplating my strategy. He doesn't seem to mind. He closes his eyes, tilts back his head against the wall, relaxed. Without the pressure of his intense gaze, I feel myself is up too. As long as I keep my attention away from the bloody heap across from us. Yeah, kind of romantic, I glance over at eyes and allow my eyes to linger. A sea-glass-colored tattoo spirals up his arm, painting over a groove of muscles. Silver severely glints in the moonlight. It draws my eyes to his bare chest, raw hands, carved jaw. What the hell is going on? His ears, his horns, his pupils, everything about him is sharp, even the fangs that only show when he grins. My attention draws back to the tattoo. Something about it feels unnatural, as if the tendrils move when I'm not looking. What's your verdict? I whip my head in the opposite direction. What verdict? Got a long good look. Are you impressed, or do I need work? My face grows hot. You're annoying. Yep, you're annoying. He responds with a loud chuckle. Wrapped in a smoke. Didn't stop you from staring. My embarrassment spikes. Without thinking, I blurt out a change in topic. I have questions about sea spelling. Polydomp eclipses his amusement in an instant, and he closes his eyes again. Of course you do. Thought I'd made myself clear. What will be giving up? While you give me out to go drinking, I still need to know more. My turn for a question. It sounds more like an order than anything else. I bristle under his narrowed gaze. Fine. He takes a long pull from his cigarette and lets the smoke trail slowly from his lips. You're careless. What about it? This song and dance is all too familiar. The selfish question comes first. What does it do? Is it painful? Can you control it? I place myself for the inevitable onslaught. Is the thought of living with it really so unbearable? My dread dies with his words. No one has asked me that before. You survived this long. Unless you're running out of time, I'd wonder if it's really worth to sacrifice. He flicks the cigarette aside and props his head on blood-smeared knuckles. But what do I know? I'm just an outsider. My fingers fuzz with the trim of my cloak. Ordinarily, I'd feel annoyed, but now my chest feels tight. You could have sold me if you were less honest. You're a shit salesman. So I was a liar. I changed my mind. We lapse into silence again. This time it's surprisingly nice. The quiet chilled air is a calming reprieve. You know, you didn't seem like an outsider back at the bar. A lot of people like you. Ice laces a blow at me. I start by asking about. Yeah. I was surprised to see that you and Veer are close. Blessing and a curse. From what I've gathered, most people think he's, I don't know, an asshole? and what else waits? I wait for him to elaborate or add his thoughts, but he doesn't. So, what do you like about him? He lets out a quiet laugh, as if amused by questions. Lot of things. You already named one. You like that he's an asshole? Yeah, tell all people like that. I like some temperament matches the drapes. Looks good in blood and better in tears. Favorite things to tell. Sometimes it flitches up if he catches himself, clears his throat. It's hard not to let disappointment show in my expression. Biel is one of the most honest people you'll meet. Just don't listen to a single thing he says. You sound like complete opposite to me. Okay, so I have to ask everyone? Okay. You and Leandel clearly get along well. You like Leandel? Doesn't everyone? He helped me a lot since I arrived in Elidia. He even got me a free room at the vet week. His charm has gotten him far, but for a leader, he so likes it when others take control of him. Part of me desperately wants to ask what he means, but Ice continues before I get the chance. Surprise, we get along. I thought you'd be at each other's throats instead of drinking buddies. His smile is easy, but there's a dangerous edge to it. Leandel has done a good job for a human. Naturally, there'll come time when his resolve is tested. Some could be said for anyone in this plane or the next. As for my resolve, well, stick around in Elidia long enough and you'll find out. And not slowly. I can't decide if it sounds like a promise or a threat. Got any more observations, Sparrow? No, my voice cannot. My main point is that, speaking from experience, being an outsider usually means you don't have friends. I don't. I level him with a tired look. Fine, I'll confess I have one friend. Don't say yourself. Ocdeus. As soon as he says the name, a thick wave of unease runs through me. Same sensation I felt at the C-spleen and in the outskirts. But as quickly as the sick feeling hits me, it dissipates, leaving me oddly numb against the prickling cold. Who's that? A friend. It lives in my head. The tentacle thing? It lives in your head? I stabs his temple with a finger. Right here. Scared you off yet? That'd be the third bad impression I've made on you today. I'm stunned for a long moment, processing what he's just told me. Then I burst into a fit of laughter. You're serious? Eyes glints wide enough to flash his fans. Deadly. It sounds so fucking absurd, I can't help it. On top of everything I've gone through today, it feels like I'm living a fever dream. I've come close to death more times than I can't. Encounter a tame, soulless and horrifying crow of mind, and now I'm supposed to believe that there's someone living inside Ice's head? How is that hard to believe, huh? There are tears in my eyes by the time I align myself in. Ice waits patiently, lips quirked in amusement. Sorry, it just sounds ridiculous. The tension that wound my shoulders so tightly has melted away, and for the first time in a long time, I feel like I can breathe. I feel better. Lucas, fell in the rats as are you. Loud footsteps socialize in the streets, echoed by the sound of heavy boots sloshing through mud. The voices sailed Rockneck's accents from the bar. Same Rockneck who is still maybe dead and lying bloodied across from us. I nearly forgot about him. I shove to my feet as their voices get louder, tail closing in quickly. Ice pulls me by the village out of the alley, away from beaming moonlight. We dive into a nook between buildings, veiled in the shade of shattered canopies. It's a tight fit. Ice boxes me in against the wall, his body all but pressed against mine, as he hovers over me. For the second time today, the heady scent of smoke envelopes me, but this time cut with the metallic tin of someone else's blood. Ice pitches his voice low. My head leaps into my throat. I am suddenly acutely aware of the heat radiating off Ice's body, the feeling of his legs grazing my thigh, the closeness of his breath. This is bad. I squirm against him and Elena burning crimson glare. Do we really have to? His hand covers my mouth, muffling my whisper. Shakes his head. Don't. Damn! He's over here! Lucas, wake up, you bastard! A club of individuals all brandishing spiked weapons fill the alley. They all wear violet sashes, some kind of uniform. I wish I could see what they're doing, but Ice arm Albert blocks my sight. My eyes trail up to heel markings. They coil around his arms, his bicep. They lead up to Ice's collarbone, to the cords hanging around his neck, and to the smuggest milk I've ever seen. What happens? What happens if I bite? Yeah, let's bite. I move before I can think, opening my mouth enough to bare my teeth and bite down on Ice's palm. Hard. He winces, surprise flashing across his features. His hand leaves my mouth and I gasp his air. My breath is rapid from the adrenaline, but it's only when I lick my lips, when I taste the metallic tan of blood, that I realize I broke his skin. Okay, I bit too hard. Panic pulls in my chest, my body tenses, bracing for his reaction. Every movement he makes is slow and deliberate. He bends down, leans close to my ear, and in a husky voice whisper only I can hear. At least someone could draw blood today. Hotly reaches through me. For a heartbeat I forget to breathe. Voices in the alley grab Ice's attention this time. Shit. He's got more broken lips than whole ones. What kind of freak did this? Turn out, find the cocksucker responsibly. You three, take Lucas back to base. Least he's still breathing. Alley clears out, footsteps rush away from us. We stay still until they're distant, melting into the rumble of the squalor. Okay. When we finally step back into the moonlight, the night air is ice on my skin. I feel dazed and the need to keep my eyes off ice at all cost. Was that really necessary? The tremble to my voice is nothing but embarrassing. I'd ask you the same thing. Didn't know sparrows could bite. Well, I can bite. Really, I can bite when needed. I should probably ask your consent next time I bite you. If there's such thing going to happen. You're lucky I didn't do worse. Blimey. The jaw vibrant that city grin off his face is definitely tempting. Staying hidden was the best option. Would be a hassle to run into them with you here. But because I'm dead, right? Wait. Those 3 bad impressions are enough for one day. The answer is too vague for my liking, but he's probably right. Either way, I don't have the energy to argue. Come on, Sparrow. Let's get you home before you're flamed from murder. Very funny. We reach the front of the wet wig too quickly. I hate to admit it, but I don't want to separate from Ice yet. And not just because he never answered my questions. He's infuriating. As easily as he makes me feel on edge, he can make me feel safe. Secure, somehow. You know where to find me. At the creepiest place in the world. Take your time before you decide to drink. I happen to like your shitty attitude. It takes me a moment to process it. Then my eyes flutter down to my feet. I'll keep that in mind. When I glance back up from the ground, Ice is already down the street, disappearing into that run of people. No fanfare, not even a wave. Asshole. What? Why is that late? Oh. Okay. An intimidating yet laid back outsider, Ice presides over a sea-spring. Yep. Fuck. Okay. I'm interested. So, that's the Touchstarved demo. It was actually longer than I would think, but it was fun. My throat is painful. I have to figure out a way to make those voices. I'm not even sure if I made very different voices. Maybe I should have gone with the funny way and use really funny voices with them. Yeah, that would be the answer. Smeagol voices. Yeah. Interesting characters. For sure they will. So, I won't be streaming on the weekend. It's Easter, I'm not going home. At least I've said that no, I won't be going home. To my family's home, but yeah. Tomorrow is Easter day and there might be children behind my door knocking. You never know. And my back is hurting me. But because if I take too many painkillers. Ice was interesting. Yeah, he had some tentacle thing going on there. And you? But yeah, I've been taking so many painkillers that now my stomach is killing me, so I have to be a few days before without painkillers, which means pain in my back. So yeah, I will see you guys. Ace. What? You have to say his name Ace. Okay. For a moment I was telling why? Wait, I thought you chose Leander. Okay. Well, okay. That's about all for today, and I'll see you next week, unless I change my mind and stream on the weekend, but I don't know yet.